Hi, welcome to NetBread. I make videos about whatever's on my mind, topics that catch my attention or seem worth exploring. I work full-time, so if you enjoy the content, subscribing really helps support the cause. Please enjoy. I don't usually care for prank content. Most of it's either staged or just dudes harassing strangers for attention. But Heston James actually made me laugh. The videos were loud, chaotic, and sometimes unhinged, but there was real effort behind them. If you've never seen his content, here's the setup. He'd walk into real stores, Chipotle, Target, Jiffy Lube, dressed like an employee or a regional manager. He'd head straight into staff-only areas, start shouting orders, and act like he was from corporate. And somehow, his crew just played along like they were part of the team. He'd call them in on camera like backup. They'd come in wearing similar uniforms, start cleaning surfaces, manning registers, or giving out fake tasks to real workers.
From a different location. Let's get this ironed out. Check your HR emails. We were going into a different one. They didn't need us there. They sent us here. You guys can get to work. We're all good. Everyone get to work. If you guys want to go ahead and take over the lane.
It was completely ridiculous, but what made it funny is that he pulled it off with full confidence. The staff didn't know what to do. Customers just stood there. Security always got involved. But by then, it was already filmed. It wasn't fake, it wasn't safe, but it was funny. And in a sea of lazy prank content, Heston's stuff felt like it actually took some effort. Now, obviously, that doesn't mean it was always okay. From March to July 2025, Heston, whose real name is Heston Cobb, pulled this exact stunt at multiple businesses in Tempe, Arizona. According to police, he and his crew targeted Chipotle, Pep Boys, Jiffy Lube, Big Brand Tire, and Highland Auto Repair on the same formula every time. They'd walk in dressed like staff, enter restricted areas, refuse to leave when asked, and disrupt the business. All for content. The prank at Chipotle is the one that's been most reported. Heston walked in, told staff he was there to clean house because portion sizes were lacking. Then he pulled out his phone, made a fake call in front of them like he was a manager calling in backup, and minutes later his crew showed up. They rushed in and started working, wiping surfaces, going behind the counter, trying to take over the restaurant. The actual manager asked them to leave and they refused. Police were eventually called. That video alone got millions of views, and people thought it was just another bit, but that was just one stop. The part that pushed it way past funny happened at a mechanic shop. According to the Tempe police, Heston allegedly told actual workers, or at least his own crew, to get under real customer vehicles. That's where things stop being jokes and start being dangerous. Imagine you're a mechanic. Some guy walks in saying he's from corporate. You don't recognize him, but he's confident, loud, acting like he's in charge, and telling people to get under a lift. It only takes one mistake for that to become a lawsuit, or worse. This wasn't a set. It wasn't staged. These were real employees in real shops during real business hours. And even if 99% of the videos were harmless, it's not just content anymore. Heston was officially charged with 13 offenses, 1 count of third-degree burglary, 2 counts of criminal impersonation, 5 counts of disorderly conduct, 5 counts of criminal trespassing. These aren't internet beefs or community guidelines violations. These are real charges under Arizona law. Let's break that down. Third-degree burglary is a Class 4 felony. That's up to 3.75 years for a first offense, or up to 8 if it's considered aggravated. Criminal impersonation is a Class 6 felony, carries up to 2 years. Add on multiple misdemeanors, trespassing, and disorderly conduct. And yeah, technically he could face close to 9 years total if everything stacks and he gets no leniency. But that's not how the system usually works. Arizona, like a lot of states, piles on charges to pressure people into a plea deal. That 9 years is a maximum, not a prediction. Still, the fact that it's even possible shows how seriously the state is taking this. Some people online are acting like it's no big deal. It's just pranks. Nobody got hurt. The system's broken. Others are ready to throw the book at him because they're sick of influencer entitlement. I think the truth is somewhere in the middle. Heston's pranks weren't harmless. He put people in uncomfortable, sometimes unsafe situations just to get a reaction on camera. But it's also clear he wasn't trying to cause real harm. And in a genre that's completely gone off the rails, fake robberies, throwing milk in Walmart, baiting security for TikTok, his stuff was actually better than most. The problem is this genre is dead. It's not creative anymore. It's just escalation. Louder, riskier, more disrespectful, over and over again. And now one of the few guys who was actually funny just became the example. But I'll be real with you. The mugshot merch, great move. He posted the mugshot on Instagram and put it on a shirt to help pay for legal fees. That's not tone deaf, that's smart. If you're gonna get arrested for content, at least make rent off it. And then there's Aiden Ross. Went live, said the charges were insane, said he's sending his lawyer, whatever. Say what you want, but if I had 13 charges and some millionaire streamer offered to pay my defense team, I'd take it too. What matters is how this ends and what it means going forward. I don't want to see Heston get the max sentence. I don't think he deserves 9 years, but I also don't think what he did should just slide. He got in over his head, pushed it too far, and now it's real. I hope he avoids prison, takes the plea, and gets hit with something manageable. Fines, probation, maybe a suspended sentence. More than that, I hope he figures out what to do next. He's actually talented. He's good on camera. He doesn't need to be the guy who fakes being a manager and gets banned from every AutoZone in the country. It'd be cool to see him transition into something new. Anything that isn't walking into a Chipotle yelling about portion sizes. Bottom line, I liked his content, but he took it too far, and now we'll see if he can actually come back from it.